Hey everybody, Theo Berkner here with the HomeBase Real Estate Team, dropping in with a 1, 2, 3-part mini-series in our Home Basics for Sellers collection today. Here to talk to you about price, presentation, and promotion, which essentially makes up the sales triangle for successful real estate listings in today's market. Let's dig in. So the first element that we want to talk about is promotion. And this is quite simply, how is your realtor promoting your home to the market? We have to consider, obviously there's all the usual things. And first of all, you'd better hope that your agent is taking high quality photos, doing full-blown floor plans, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional, virtual tours in this day and age, because there's a lot of buyers who aren't necessarily touring homes, but just simply walking through them in a Matterport. Videos are arguably important as well. It depends on the neighborhood, depends on the home. But on a deeper level, you want to make sure that the agent that you engage to sell your home understands who the target market buyer is and where are those people primarily searching for homes. Is it elderly folks who might be more predisposed to reading the newspaper or simply waiting for a phone call from their realtor? Is it younger folks who are all over TikTok and other short form video, social media, prowling the internet, self-serving, going to open houses and then calling their realtor to help them put together an offer? Or is it somewhere in between? You want to make sure that however you're presenting the home or promoting the home rather and using the platforms that you engage is commensurate with the target market of the home. And don't let that just be glossed over by whoever you work with. Promotion, super important. So the second absolutely vital component of a good real estate listing is presentation. First of all, when a potential buyer shows up to the house or even the condo, you want things to look good. You want the gardens to be well manicured. You want the home or the building to be clean. You want things to be in good shape. You want it right away to not scare people off so that they actually do traipse up the front walk through the front door and prepare themselves to be impressed. When they step in, you want to make sure that you've strategically lit the home and eliminated any potential sources of noise or other distraction, as well as depersonalize the home to a certain extent. That said, you still want it to be warm and comforting and inviting and familial. So sometimes this involves engaging some staging materials or even a staging company to properly decorate and design the furniture and the decor, again, to fit the target market and the demographic of the building or the house. Case in point, we had a listing in the Highland House, a 55+ age-restricted building in Edgemont Village, where obviously the demographic is a more mature audience. And so we had a full staging package put together by our home staging partner that provided sophisticated and elegant furniture, but not overly modern and streamlined and minimalist, so as to really focus on and try to engage the market that we knew would be coming through that home. From a strategic perspective, it's all about showing your home at the ideal times of day. You want to make sure the sun is streaming in the windows just so. You want to make sure that you're catching the morning light. You want to make sure you're catching the sunset. You want to make sure you're not catching rush hour traffic, potential foot traffic, or elevator traffic coming and going if it's in a condo building or above you in the apartment overhead. Lots of things to think about. Light, sound, who's coming to look at it, how personalized is it, and what does it look like from the street. Curb appeal, whether it's strata or personal homes, huge. Because the first thing you need to do is engage the prospective buyer enough to have them actually walk up the path and step into the home. Once you've got them in there, there's lots of other elements as we've just discussed, and that's a bigger conversation. Lots of thoughts at HomeBase on how to properly present your home for the market and how to win over the buyer before they've even started to learn more about the home. Optics count, big time. The third part of our mini series for seller success is price. Now, pricing a home is somewhere between an art and a science. And at the end of the day, you can engage a realtor who thinks he or she knows everything there is about the value of a home or the price of a home, but we have to remember it's the buying market that sets the price. That said, we can lead the horse to water. So, when we're talking about how to present your home to the market, how to promote it in the market, and how to price it, we're always going to think about, do we want to bid up or do we want to bid down? Do we want to price low? Do we want to price high? Or do we genuinely want to try to hit the market exactly where we believe the value is? So, how do you price a home? Well, first we have to ask ourselves, do you want to bid up or do you want to bid down? There's huge risks to overpricing a home. You can grow stale in the marketplace and be looked at as unfavorable. People start to ask questions, why is that home still there? However, you also know that generally speaking, you won't leave any money on the table. That said, if you want more certainty of timeline and you know that you want to bring everybody to the home and see what happens, we can underprice it, or rather price it quite sharply. There's a lot to be said in the negative aspect of things for vastly underpricing a home. And if you really want to engage a full-blown auction, there's better ways to do it, namely our auction program. It's brilliant. Unpriced, exclusive, off the MLS or on it, simply listed as an auction, and away we go. The buyer tells us what the home is worth. Ultimately, that's the lesson here. The buyer market, whoever is ready and able to pay money for your house, is who actually sets the price. Realtors like to think they're the best negotiators in the room, and homeowners always want a little bit more for their home than it's probably truly worth. But getting 2 or 3 buyers in the same room or offering on the same property is always going to be the best way to negotiate the best price and terms on your home. That said, there's lots of factors at stake. It's not as simple as looking at your tax assessment or looking at what your neighbor just sold for. What else is currently available that matches the approximate value of your home or is similar to your home? How is that priced? What has homes like that sold for recently? What's the market doing? What's the macroeconomic world doing? Like I said, art and science, we're always happy to give our opinion of value and show you how presentation and promotion and good pricing bands together to create success for a real estate listing.